ease this for farmers because they know that their crops will get the water they need. I'm Cody Cameron. I've been working with irrigation for 4 years. I'm a licensed irrigation contractor. All of us are impacted with irrigation, and a lot of us have some sort of irrigation in our yard. Today I'd like to talk to you about irrigation, its impact on the agriculture field, uh, efficient irrigation, the cons of not having irrigation, and the positive impact irrigation positively impacts our lives. First, I want to start off by talking about the impact that irrigation has on agriculture field. According to Shadanga, in its title, Irrigation and Its Impacts, in the next 35 to 45 years, the world food production will need to double in order to increase to meet the demands of the increased population. 90% will need to come from land that already exists, 70% from land that is irrigated. Without irrigation, farming is very limited. Rainfall below 30 centimeters. Agriculture becomes impossible without irrigation. Irrigation increases crop yield and protects against famine. Farming on the same amount of land, but trying to get greater yields has always been an issue for farmers. Whenever irrigation was introduced, it drastically brought the amount of land that can be farmed, because it has all the areas that didn't receive enough rainfall can now be farmed, and soils that require more rain, it allowed this soil to be farmed now that they have irrigation. This is all along with irrigation in itself increasing crop yields. Next, I would like to discuss efficient irrigation. According to USDA.gov, improved water efficiencies can provide off-farm benefits, including improved fish, wildlife habitat. In an FRIS survey data that there has been a shift to more efficient irrigation, contributing to reduced amount of water per acre. Efficient irrigation is a step in the right direction in removing all cons of having irrigation. One of the main cons is the draw on the fresh water that our world has, and at it being the number one user of the water. And the next is a runoff. Whenever there's excess amount of water through irrigation, there's a runoff of water that goes into a nearby ditch or stream, and this carries fertilizers and chemicals that the farmer uses on his crops. Through efficient irrigation, all cons of using irrigation can be removed. Next, I would like to discuss the cons of not having irrigation. According to TakePart.com, a drought can cost California farmers $3 billion in just 2015 alone, with 18,000 jobs lost and almost over 500,000 acres not being able to be farmland. Since this was just surface waters being at just 60% of its normal price, and along 60% of its normal capacity, and with the high price of drilling a well, it has brought a lot of farmers to just shut down their farm or rip out their orchards altogether. The risk of farming without irrigation is tremendous. A drought can affect food supply, cost jobs, close farms. With irrigation, a drought can be far less severe. Before irrigation was common, farmers often struggled and lost their farm due to drought. The cost of placing irrigation is nothing compared to the loss of a whole farm, even just a single dry season. To conclude the speech, I'd like to recap what I went over. Today I explained the importance of irrigation and how it affects us, and how it affects the agriculture field. I then also explained farming without irrigation and how it's tough on farmers, and also how efficient irrigation can be in eliminating all cons of using irrigation. To conclude the speech, some people have shined a negative light on irrigation because fresh water is becoming more and more scarce. With efficient water use and irrigation, farmers have resources to reach the demand of the growing population, along with the ability to eliminate the few cons that come with using irrigation. Irrigation is one of the key factors in keeping the world fed. Irrigation provides the luxurious life that we know.